look at this map. It's a sampling of back-to-school dates all across the country. If you live in the southeast or in the upper western part of the country, your kids are already back to school. In the northeast, most kids go back to school after Labor Day. But whether they're back or they're ready to get back, it's so important to get their heads in the game. It really could mean the difference between a successful year and a stressful year. So to help you with that, licensed psychologist Dr. Eric Fisher joins me now. Dr. Fisher, so good to have you. You know, a lot of parents may say, I dropped him off at the bus stop. Thank goodness. Summer's over. It's up to the teachers now. But you say planning is actually the most important thing here.
Right, because as they say, failing to plan and plan, it's planning to fail. And what we have to look at is we have to set our kids up and make sure that we're the guide to them to set up success. First thing is attitude is everything. So make sure that you're talking up the school year, talking up their, meeting their friends again and getting back with friends, extracurriculars, new teachers, new learning opportunities, and setting that stage is really important. The other thing we need to look at is structure and consistency,
so
and
like
setting a schedule. Exactly, and that's so important because kids often do better when they're under structure. They might rebel against it, but they also like it.
And you actually say set up a task and reward system to help with that.
Exactly, because, you know, when we set up the reward systems, it gives incentives and positive incentives. So many times parents end up punishing their kids. They yell at them. They're on their case. They're taking things away. When we can use start behaviors, in other words, behaviors we want to encourage, we often get more positive results, and it feels, again, like a more positive experience that you're starting from. Parents also benefit from structure, especially when it comes to their
So
kids.
you say that, that rings a bell. It's sort of like parents get angry with their kids. They get frustrated. You shouldn't do that. Instead, you should do what?
Stay positive, stay focused, and know that sometimes their disorganization is because of your disorganization. So make sure that, like I said, you keep structure as a parent, and you have order, and you have your plan. It's about modeling. It's about consistency. And remember, anger is always a protective emotion. It protects your feelings of helplessness, failure, powerlessness, overwhelm, and confusion.
And also strengths and weaknesses, because you sort of have to accept, okay, this is maybe not my child's strongest suit.
Exactly. So you want to teach to their weaknesses while you focus on using their strengths to help that. So if somebody's a good visual person, then use a visual task list. If somebody's more auditory, then make sure you're giving them reminders and reminding them to use the visual cues. And parents also have to understand that they often have very similar learning patterns to their kids, and they have to understand that. Or they might be the opposite of them and don't understand, why doesn't my kid listen like I did, you know? And that can lead to a lot of frustration in that.
And my favorite tip, stay calm and school on.
Exactly.
That's the most important one for all you parents out there. Dr. Eric Fisher, always great to have you.
It's my pleasure.